Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. We have Europe that's planning on using the 105 billion of frozen Russian assets and planning on giving to Ukraine. I thought this thing was coming to an end, but maybe not. It seems like talks didn't go as well between US and Russia, and I don't know what's going on with that. I thought we were coming to an end for this, and then now Europe's talking about funding the war with frozen Russian assets. So I don't quite know. It seemed like there were terms given, and Ukrainians go follow it, but now maybe Russia's not thrilled about it, or is this a negotiating tactic? I don't know. But also, Japan faces a dilemma because they want to keep raising their rates, and their bond yields keep going up, which is scaring markets. Okay. So that's still an ongoing thing. This brought us down this last weekend because fears of Japan not doing well. And in a world where every country is cutting or planning to cut, they're still planning on hiking. So it's a big difference. And obviously Japan is a big economy. The DXY is based on the Japanese yen. There's a lot of intermingled financial products worldwide with Japan and their bonds and everything. So still a concern. But seems to be less of a concern the last 2 days or last 3 days. So we'll see. So that is still ongoing. What's really going to set things apart, though, is what our Fed, what our central bank is going to do. And as of right now, let me pull it up. We're not hiking rates, okay? We're cutting. So as of right now, we're at 87% chance of getting a cut next week. So it's locked in. I don't see anything that's going to upset that. But what people are really looking forward to is 2026. Are we going to get more cuts? January right now is only 27%. But can the Fed say something in this next FOMC meeting that really changes the tone? Quite possibly, right? And there's a lot more FOMC meetings in 2026. And if we get 2, 3, 4 cuts in 2026, especially with a new Fed chair, it's going to make 2026 tremendously good. So I guess we'll see next week. All right, moving on. Outside geopolitical stuff, Bitcoin, ETF inflow, BlackRock took in some of the others sold out, so it's like a slight negative, slight outflow. ETH, on the other hand, big inflow, 140 million yesterday. Awesome, because they had an upgrade. I'll get to that in a little bit. Solana had an outflow yesterday, one of the biggest they've seen. Almost all of it is from 21 shares. I'm not even sure where 21 shares is doing. They funded their ETF with 111 million. Okay. And so far they had 101 outflow. So there's almost been no point for them to come out with the ETF. They're barely clinging on to like $10 million left. So I don't get what 21 shares, what's going on with them. There's something off with them. I don't know. Moving on, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, he was asked on stage, why you called crypto an index for money laundering and thieves. And he basically backtracked and said, you know what, I was wrong. I may have strong opinions, but there are times where I'm wrong. And now BlackRock has the largest Bitcoin ETF on the planet. And obviously BlackRock has been a big has been endorsing Bitcoin ever since the launch of the ETF for about 2 years now. And it goes to show you, right? People are changing their minds. They have to. They have to adapt. This is the same for Vanguard. Vanguard just last week said, hey, we're going to allow people to trade crypto ETFs. When just a year ago, they said, we'll never, ever allow crypto ETFs to be traded, right? A big 180. Big 180. So that's fantastic. Also, what's fantastic is Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab is going to allow, starting, I think, in January, anyone to start buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, straight from their account. So anyone that has a Schwab account, right, you'll be able to log in and buy Bitcoin and crypto with it. I don't know. I guess, custody is going to be theirs. I doubt they're going to allow you to transfer out into a wallet, but still, that's a lot of people. Millions of people that have a Charles Schwab account will instantly get access to Bitcoin and ETH. That's huge. That's huge. See, all these things are happening, guys, right? That's why the bounce for Bitcoin will be huge, because there are huge things happening. We got 21, the company 21, which is a Bitcoin treasury company led by Jack Mallers, I believe. They're going to get their listing next week as well, right before the FOMC meeting. So, of course, we have still a lot of these Bitcoin treasury companies that are coming to market, that are being formed, that are buying a ton of buying. Okay, that's not going to stop. That's why exchange reserves, basically, we're getting down to like all-time lows. So, these fluctuations that we have, these corrections, these times of negativity, they're really just distractions. They really are. And a lot of times it could be because of these big boys are doing it on purpose to scare people out. But what's really going on is they're all coming out of services. They're all accumulating. They're all banking on the future. The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never been better. I've been saying that. People don't quite believe it.